Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I remember the sound first. Sharp, breath-catching. Like someone inhaling after drowning. Only it was me. And the world around me blurred the moment I saw him standing there again after 7 long years. My ex-husband. My ghost. My unfinished wound. The coffee shop felt too small. Too warm. Too full of strangers who had no idea my heart was suddenly sprinting toward a cliff. He looked older. Sharper jaw, tired eyes, a slight beard. Softer somehow, but harder at the same time. I hated that my first instinct was to reach for him like muscle memory. He said my name like it still belonged to him. Lena. My throat tightened. I thought I'd be okay if this day ever came. I lied to myself. Marcus. It came out breathless, thin. His eyes moved over me slowly. Hesitant, apologetic, nostalgic. I didn't know which one hurt worse. I forced myself to stand still even though every cell in my body wanted to run. The last time we saw each other, we were signing papers. No tears. No yelling. Just silence that felt like a tomb sealing shut. He gestured awkwardly toward the chair across from mine. Do you mind if I sit? I should have said no. I should have protected myself. But the past still tugged at me like barbed wire wrapped around my ribs. Sure. He sat today. My latte trembled in my hand. I hated that he noticed. You look happy. He forced a breathy laugh. And expensive. That sweater? Definitely rich divorce energy. My lips twitched. We always used humor like a shield. I prefer adult who pays her taxes and cries into chocolate energy. His laugh broke something in me. Something I thought was dead. But then his smile faltered. I felt it before I saw it. That shift in the air. The heaviness. Like we were stepping into a memory neither of us could stand inside for long. I didn't think I'd ever see you again, he said quietly. Yeah. Same. He stared at the table instead of me. He always did that when he didn't know how to say something. Do you ever think about us? He whispered. My chest tightened. Sometimes. Not in a painful way anymore. Mostly just echoes. He nodded. His voice was strained. I think about it all the time. Silence hovered. My mind raced back to the collapse. The distance. The fights. The feeling of loving someone who always seemed half present, like he lived behind a fogged glass window I could never fully touch. The night he left without a real explanation. The morning I woke up and realized I was married to someone who felt like a stranger. He rubbed his hands together. I should have been better. My stomach clenched. We both made mistakes. Not like mine. Something in his tone chilled me. Regret anchored every word, heavy and raw. I swallowed. Marcus, why did you really leave? I hadn't planned to ask. We had mutual silence, mutual acceptance, mutual pretending. But now the truth hovered like smoke between us. He looked up. His eyes shimmered with something dark and fragile. Lena. There is something I should have told you years ago. A pulse of dread crawled up my spine. My fingers tightened around the cup until warmth seeped painfully into my skin. What is it? My voice barely held steady. He exhaled shakily. Back then I made a mistake. A terrible one. And I didn't know how to face you. My heart picked up speed. What kind of mistake? Another silence. A fatal one. I wasn't alone. My breath stopped. My fingers froze mid-air. He stared at me like he expected me to shatter. There was someone else. Before we divorced. I felt the room tilt. My vision flickered. Every memory we had, every fight, every lonely night rushed back like claws ripping through me. You cheated. The words crawled out like broken glass. He bowed his head. Yes. Time didn't slow. It didn't freeze. It stabbed. Hard. Disbelief collided with betrayal, then grief, then fury that felt ancient and fresh all at once. We were falling apart and you let me think I wasn't enough. You let me hate myself. His voice cracked. I hated myself too. I stood up before I even knew I was moving. Pain turned to heat, then cold, then nothing. I didn't know what to feel because it felt like he had just reached back in time and split me open all over again. He grabbed my wrist gently. Lena, wait please. There is more. Something else. Something I need you to know. I pulled my hand back but I couldn't walk away. Not yet. Not when the past had suddenly cracked open like this. His voice dropped to a whisper. The truth wasn't the only thing I walked away from. I stared at him, heart pounding so loud I felt it in my teeth. What are you talking about? He held my gaze, eyes trembling. You weren't the only person I left behind. My breath froze. Lena, we have a child. The world around me collapsed. My heart stopped. My lungs forgot how to breathe. Every sound in the coffee shop drowned under the roar of my pulse. A child. His words wrapped around me like chains I could not break. My stomach flipped as if the ground had jerked beneath me. No. The word fell out, trembling. No, Marcus. Do not say things like that. Do not play with something like that. His throat bobbed as he swallowed. His eyes were heavy with guilt and something else. Something that looked too much like sorrow. I am not playing. I felt the world blur. The chairs. The low hum of voices. The smell of roasted beans and warm pastries. All of it faded until it was just him and the past I thought I had buried. You had a child with her. The word burned. Her. The unknown woman. The stranger who held the truth I never saw coming. He shook his head. No. It is not like that. Not how you think. My voice cracked. Then what are you saying? He leaned forward, as if the truth could not be spoken unless it was whispered. Lena, the child is ours. Air punched out of my lungs. I stared at him, eyes wide, heart racing so fast it felt like panic clawing up my throat. That is impossible. My voice splintered. We never had children. We tried. We failed. I remember every month, every disappointment, every night you watched me cry and told me we would try again someday. We did not have a child. His eyes glimmered with a grief I did not understand yet. You were pregnant once. No. My voice rose. I would know. I would have known. Do not gaslight me. Do not rewrite my life. You were pregnant. His voice trembled. You lost it. I found out after. The doctor called me because they could not reach you. I felt my fingers go cold. The room tightened around me. Memories flickered. A night curled on the bathroom floor with cramps so sharp I could not stand. I had thought it was stress. I had told myself to be strong. To not fall apart again. I whispered, barely audible. I thought it was just pain. I thought it was just heartbreak and exhaustion. He closed his eyes, jaw clenched. I came home that night. I wanted to hold you. I wanted to tell you. But you were asleep. You looked so fragile. I told myself I would tell you in the morning. Then morning came and I panicked. So you left me. The truth tasted metallic. Bitter. Poisoned. His voice cracked. I thought I was protecting you from me. From my failure. From the shame. I thought if I left, you could heal, rebuild, find happiness without the weight of what happened. Tears blurred my vision. You let me drown alone. You let me believe I was broken. You let me hate myself for years. You never gave me closure. You stole my chance to grieve my own child. He flinched like I had struck him. I punished myself every day. I never moved on. I never remarried. I never had another family. I kept waiting to become a man worthy enough to face you again. His pain was real. I could see it, feel it. But my pain was louder, deeper, older. And the child? I asked. My voice was gravel. You said there is a child. He exhaled shakily. There is a little girl. She is 5. Her mother died 2 years ago and I am raising her. But she is not mine. She is not related to me by blood. She belonged to the woman I cheated with. I stepped in because she had no one. My heart pounded. Relief and confusion twisted together like barbed vines. So when you said you left someone else behind? He nodded slowly. I meant you. I meant our child we never got to hold. And I meant the life we destroyed before we understood what love and pain truly cost. Tears spilled down my cheeks. I did not wipe them. Why are you telling me now? His voice was barely a breath. Because I saw you today and I realized something. I never stopped loving you. I never moved on. And for the first time in 7 years, I am ready to tell the truth and face what I did. I stared at him. Vulnerability pulsed in the air. My chest ached with wounds I thought had scarred long ago. 7 years of silence. 7 years of rebuilding, layer by trembling layer. 7 years spent convincing myself I was finally free. I inhaled slowly. The pain hurt less than before. Not gone, but lighter. Air finally reached places that had been tight for too long. You cannot come here after 7 years and open the past like this and expect me to know what to feel. He nodded. I do not expect anything. I just needed the truth to exist between us. I stood again. This time, he did not stop me. Thank you for telling me, I whispered. But your truth is not my home anymore. His lips parted, desperate. Will you ever forgive me? I thought for a long moment. My heart whispered no. My soul whispered not today. My healing whispered maybe someday. I think forgiveness is not a gift for you, I said gently. It is something I will give myself when I am finally ready to let the pain go. His eyes broke. Mine steadied. I walked away. Not with anger. Not with grief. But with something I never expected. Freedom. At the door, I turned back once. Marcus sat alone, shoulders heavy, face buried in his hands. I did not feel victory. I felt closure. The past did not own me anymore. It never would again.